Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing. We got a special interview episode today. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Andrew.
And when you're out of aliens and shit to talk about, you find a new guest. This guy.
My name is Evan Stone. I'm a millionaire. On a mansion and a yacht.
Yeah. Most famously known from Human Sexipede.
Pirates. I remember Pirates.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie.
For those who don't know who he is, he's a, it's American pornographic film, not actor, star.
Oh, star. Yeah.
Male performer of the year 3 times.
Woo!
And
3 decades doing it right. And now I want to give it back. I'm running for Congress. We're going to get this out of the way fast. I'm running for Congress, Nevada, District 1, June 11th. I need your vote. There's 3 other people running against me. 2 guys have already run and lost. The other guy's a comedian. He has never been funny except for now that he's running for Congress.
Lock him up.
Now,
losers.
That being said, let's get on with the aliens. Now, when I'm finally president, because what I'm doing first is Congress, and then I'm going to be governor, and then I'm going to be president.
Of course.
There's a reason like all the presidents get gray as soon as they get that debriefing, right? It looks like they've aged like 10 years after that debriefing. Obviously, all the information about whatever happened to Kennedy and all this other stuff is like, you're like,
they're like, if you don't follow suit, the same thing's going to happen to you.
Yeah, right. And so, I mean, I believe, and I believe that the government still thinks, that as the populace we're stupid. And so, but I think we've progressed to that point now. No one's going to like see aliens and all of a sudden go get their gun and start shooting them and make them hostile, or it's like, and they obviously whatever technology it is to be able to traverse galaxies, you have to be able to move faster than light speed to get here.
Yep.
So I mean, to have that's enormous amount of energy, enormous amount of resources. They're maybe even doing it some way different than how we figure a travel is, a distance is, and so. For them just to visit the planet, it's like we're like a really, really small planet in a small little galaxy. We can't even figure out if we got like 9 planets or not. Right? The 9th one's like out there somewhere, right? So I mean, we can't even figure out what's going on.
They backtracked on the 9th
solar system.
Pluto don't count.
Yeah, with our own solar system. So I mean, we're a long way from we're making big steps and stuff, and finding out information about quantum physics and stuff. But it's a slow process and it's a learning curve. And so they've been here. Yeah, they've actually been here. Have we got some of the technology? Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't all of a sudden just went from 1964 to going to from 1964 having vacuum tubes to solid state using silicon like overnight for no reason.
They dropped it here.
Yeah,
I mean, silicon did revolutionize your industry. So.
Your friend's wife could enjoy me, and I'm not even there.
That's great. It's funny because I guess if we're if some new space age polymer, you're a silicone expert, I guess. So like you're a guy we could call, right? So did you grow up in Nevada?
No. So I grew up in Michigan, raised on a farm, raised horses, chickens, worked at a rodeo and then a slaughterhouse, and then went to college there. Then went to Texas and kind of grew up in Texas, like a male stripper for 18 years there.
Oh, wow.
You played,
and then out to California.
Played football too, didn't you, in college?
Oh, yeah. That was for WMU. I got all fucked up.
It was funny because when you were reading all your job titles before, and Zell was saying this is like the intro to Happy Gilmore. First done it all.
First I was a forklift attendant, then a gas station attendant, theater performer, mechanic, slaughterman.
Pepsi Cola. And so how I got fired with that is like I was getting really good at driving that forklift. I could spin that thing around. So when you have for the orange juice containers, you put them all in a pallet, and you jump off and you wrap them all in plastic, right? And then you pop the thing up, and we were going like four things tall, right, on these on the forklifts. And so I'm spinning around the corner, and I boom, whip up there, and I whip up there on the side, but I catch the corner of it, and it rips the whole side up. And so orange juice falls down from like 40 feet. Oh. So it's all over all the other pallets, which means I got to clean all this other stuff up and all that other stuff. But at that point, I was going to join the union, and they loved me, and I was already a speaker and stuff for them. I went to their meetings and stuff, and got up there and just talked from the heart about how I thought we all should work together as a team, blah blah blah, management and people, not even knowing what the meeting and stuff was about. And so they were going to make me a team leader. So Pepsi-Cola fired me right away before my probation period is over for 90 days. So I was like, I'm learning how the system works already. Maybe somehow I could just fuck and not have to do this.
What position did you play when you were at Western Michigan?
Okay, so in high school, we went all state, and I was a halfback. But in college, they put me in defense as a linebacker. And I was like, wow, this fucking job is easy. You don't have to memorize all these plays, wait for a hole to open up,
just gotta hit
look for another hole, follow your blocker.
Yeah.
Oh, Evan, you still there? You still with us?
Oh, do you pause it? You lag out?
No.
He knew too much.
This guy's way too much.
I hope he's just still.
Hopefully it might be. He's a wild card. And listen, if you're listening,
this is 100% true.
Yeah, right? I don't know. From what I know of him, this could be all again. I don't know. But if hopefully he rejoins. Well, listen. This is gonna be a wild one. And if you're in Nevada,
I love this.
Just like this guy stuffs ladies, you better get out there and stuff that ballot box.
Yeah.
Vote for Evan Stone.
Make sure
you're going to stuff ladies.
Make sure you like his platform. Right? We can't give you advice. Make sure you like his platform, and then vote.
He probably will, though.
Yeah,
he was giving us a little taste before we signed on.
Listen,
you need people with character in politics. All right, you need people that are funny.
I think he'll clean up the swamp.
Drain it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him if he would, I wanted to ask him if he would be if he's ever thought about having a sexy encounter with the extraterrestrial.
Be the first question we ask when we get him back here. Hopefully.
He's a good guy to put forward for that, right?
He would represent us well.
Yeah, you know what I mean? 3-decade best actor.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the guys that you would send, not one of the three of us.
You got to put your best foot forward in that situation.
Yeah, he's in the AVN Hall of Fame.
That's crazy,
right? Yeah, best single performance in 2009 for Pirates 2. I remember Pirates, the first one. I remember that. The other ones. What did you say, Andrew? The human sexipede?
Yeah, human sexipede.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Kills me.
Well, I mean, while we're hopefully.
Hey, hold on. This ain't Avatar XXX.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, a triple X parody.
The porn nuts. No sex for you. Oh, we got to ask. That's what he said. That's funny.
This ain't Ghostbusters.
He was Peter Venkman.
Oh, it should have been Peter Wankman or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? That would have been good. That's 2011, though. Was wank a term? Yeah, it was. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Sure.
Probably wank's been a term.
I wanted to ask him, because, what his position on disclosure is.
Doggy.
Right?
Yeah.
This guy was
always from behind.
You like that?
I did like that.
You said you wanted to know his position.
And he went doggy.
Yeah, and I was like,
and
doggy.
It took me about 8 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to bring up, since we're on the topic of, we're just waiting for this guy to come back on. We're talking adult film industry. I sent these guys an adult video today. The most wild shit you ever seen. This guy's an alien, man. He was filling up with Should I put
it on YouTube and get officially
definitely not
removed?
No, do not.
That's Patreon only content.
Yeah. Basically.
Hey, let's go.
Remember I said about the aliens, right?
Yeah.
They're out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee that.
You know too much. Oh!
What's going on?
No, I was just kidding. No, I meant illegal aliens.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, politically correct
you can't say too much.
Everything will be fine.
We were we were just before you came back on, we were just talking about This Ain't Ghostbusters. Your character was Peter Venkman. We didn't want to be critical, but we're like, wouldn't it have, we were thinking Peter Wankman would have been a little fit, but
if there's ever a follow-up,
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. Listen,
but the guy who was directing that was Axel Braun, right? I believe it was Axel, and he would mess around with the names, like Spock wasn't called Cock or something like that. It was just straight up the thing. And the other guys that played had no idea what that movie was even about. They'd never even seen it. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, we made him watch it beforehand. The director made him watch it beforehand, but I nailed it. Dude, I wanted it so much. I wanted so much to push all those bookshelves down. and the grips are like, please, man, don't do it. I mean, the director would love it if you did that, but we'll be forever cleaning these books up. I was like, I love these guys. I can't do it. But for the art.
You probably secured some votes there.
Yep.
Well, you can't be a butthole, man. I mean, we're all there doing a job, if you're just trying to show off and stuff. But I mean, they're all lined up perfectly, and they were like, "Careful, don't touch the bookshelves; they might fall over." And it was like, really?
So, being from Nevada, Nevada's got a rich alien history. Have you ever got out down to Area 51, checked out the back gate there? Or any of the alien sights and sounds that Nevada has to offer?
No, but I got friends that allegedly have friends that work there.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like the fire department and stuff. So.
Oh.
And what allegedly have these friends told you?
Yeah, what information do you know?
what they have said and what they've been on the base is they're straight up military base. I mean, they got stuff that goes on. But they have their own fire department for their landing strips, right?
No,
there's a fire department for everything, and then there's a fire department just for this area.
That makes sense.
So if sensitive stuff were to crash down, that would be just these guys are firemen that are already cleared. He says these guys don't do anything; they just sit there, and they've got their own pool hall. Allegedly, pool hall, bowling alley, just 2 lanes, and there's no drinking and stuff, but there's books and. Yeah,
probably some pickleball or something in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know firefighters.
We've been to the back gate. We've been to the back gate. We went right up to it.
What? Did you go at that one time when everybody went?
No. We were in Vegas and we rented a car and we drove up and we were up there. There was another.
How close can you get?
Well, there was another van before us who actually touched the gate, which is a no-no. And then we were driving out with them, and then the fucking white pickup trucks came flying out of the ditch and chased us all the way out. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, we went to there's a restaurant in the Little Alien that's right nestled right by the black gate.
What's it? It's
Alien?
Yeah, the Alien.
What's it? It's Rachel. Motel. Rachel, Nevada.
It's I don't know if there's a little cafe and the food's. I hate to give it a bad review, but the food sucks.
Listen, all right,
terrible.
It's run by mercenaries. Let's put it. That's what it is.
That's what we'd like you to get to the bottom of.
Who runs the Little Alien? Because you go there and a guy looks like he's straight. He's got fucking military boots on. He's like, "How you boys doing?"
Yeah,
a burger.
And the old lady that allegedly runs it came up to our table and said, "Listen. Today's not the day to fuck around, boys. Don't fuck around.
Someone just got shot."
And then she left. And then these mercenary guys cooked us food. And we were like, what is going on here? We're like, what is this place? So there's something going on. It's a front for some, and we need you to get to the bottom of it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, at a federal level, that's something I'd definitely be able to address. Every guy, I'd be like, hey, I'm brand new to Congress. I need some information on Area 51.
Yeah.
How do you think that would go down?
Can you put us in Space Force?
No. I demand information.
Yeah, that's good.
Always demand.
Yeah. Let's start small. Be like, I want all the information about the Alien, the tiny motel outside Area 51. Just get your foot in the door, right? I'm sure there's some rabbit holes down there. One of the things we were talking about before is legalizing sex work. in
Yes.
Nevada and all the sister states. Now,
well, no, okay. So to make this really work, okay. So I got friends going to work at the casino. John beats her up. The casino doesn't do anything. The police don't do anything. The guy gets away with beating up a girl and not paying the girl for her work. And that's just working girls, you know. And there's also the sex trafficking. And so all the money is spent on sex trafficking. It's not doing anything. So the only way to do this is to regulate it. Like our industry is heavily regulated. And we've already gotten a working example of something that works. What's going on over here in just one county here in Nevada. And so it already works at a county level. So, I mean, we need to expand that out to have another county level. And it is for everyone's safety. I mean, prostitution has been around since the beginning of time.
World's oldest trade.
Profession. They don't make that stuff up because it's real. Right? And so if you don't regulate it, then it's just going to continue. And if you don't care anything about children, and if women actually have a right to their own body, then, you know, of course, men can be prostitutes too. So I say men can have their own bodies, things too. I've been a prostitute, but no one's ever called me. It's just weird.
Yeah.
but seriously, I mean, and that's how you take care of it. And so I will try to set some stuff up when I'm in the House seat, and then when I'm take over the governor's seat here in Nevada, I will make it work at a state level, and then I'll go get our sister states like Arizona or something like that to have it tried like one county in their state and see if that works, and just go from there.
And on.
Then, you know, once then, you know, you might even have to do it like a convention of the states, where we have, you know, 3/4 of the states decide they want to make this thing and make it a constitutional amendment. If the government doesn't want to, you know, the government doesn't want to do it for whatever reasons, for the left reasons or the right reasons, for whatever reasons, it needs to be done. I got wolves at the door.
Rather, those might be skinwalkers here in Nevada.
Cujo, no.
Yeah, it's interesting because you know, we've done the alien highway there out there, and we were talking about the alien jerky. Like you said, a shame no real alien jerky.
Right, it would be Soylent Green. It'd be people jerky, right?
Yeah,
the aliens. They would grab us and they would tan our hides and then hang this, you know, human skin up and then, you know, jerky flavor it and sell at the jerky store.
So, Evan, are you running for like Libertarian, Republican? What do you?
I'm a Republican.
Republican?
Actually, I'm a Libertarian, but I want to win.
There you go.
And so,
yeah.
And so if I'm a Democrat, no one cares. Hey, a porn star runs a Democrat. No one cares. Porn star running as a Republican, it's a whole different animal.
Absolutely.
And we're about to unleash some crazy commercials and stuff, which is going to get me in trouble with the people in charge of like those kind of time commercials probably might get fined, but I will get instant notoriety.
Shake it up a bit. Yeah. You need a little publicity.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, because everybody I've talked to, they're all talking the same thing. We don't have any money, right? No one has any money. And then people in the government's like, no, you don't understand. You have all kinds of money. Everyone's like, what? And, you know, everyone's tired. It's very, you know, very Orwellian when the government's, it's double think, you know, was it double talk, double think. And when the government just tells you stuff over and over again and try to make you believe it when you know the truth is something totally different. And so my approach is in the government is that everybody just do whatever the hell you want, right? And the government should be out of your business. There shouldn't be like regulation. It shouldn't be like laws made up by governing bodies that are not elected, that the government just says, okay, you know, these guys are in charge of like climate control for this state at a federal level, and they make their own laws. And so, I mean, this has got to stop. This level. I mean, obviously, I want conservation and environmental safety because everybody wants toilets that aren't going to explode and food that's not poison.
Yeah.
But at this point, the government's like way out of control. They've already spent, you know, twice the budget they just took in, and the money they're taking in is ridiculous money. And, you know, so in helping the rest of the country, I want to put veterans hospitals and mental hospitals. I don't want to take hospitals and add more mental stuff to them or add more veteran stuff to them. I want to build our own hospitals. So we send I'm not sure how porn math works. So we sent $60 billion to the proxy war, right? So that would have built modern hospital is $200 million. So that would have put 3 hospitals in every 50 states. And so, I mean, and then I would not have the government. I would not have like the government have biddings and stuff. I would have the Army Corps of Engineers build them, have them done. They would be finished, and then give them to the states. Here's your hospital, and then it would have a federal database.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's
maybe
something
maybe a little better.
Asylums are something that really need to come back. With all these opioid crises and addiction crises we're dealing with, asylums would be.
Dude,
we gotta have more hospitals. If you're gonna go ahead and allow this kind of behavior, and this kind of, when I say allow this kind of behavior, the laws are written by whatever society's behavioral norms are, right? Those are laws that you make. I mean, if you were in Mongolia way back then, murder was fine. Oh, the guy pissed me off, so I killed him. Okay, well, good on you. But as society moves on, and stuff. And so, as a society, we should have moved on beyond the prostitution and stuff. And we've also moved on to the fact like it's your body, you can do whatever you want, you can do whatever drugs and stuff you want. But a lot of people don't have either the moral responsibility or the physical responsibility to be able to handle situations like that. And they need help. And there's people out there that are willing to help them. And there needs to be hospitals and stuff to accommodate this.
Yeah, the asylum's got a bad rap throughout history because of lobotomies.
Well, I mean, you got to get the Riddler out of there.
You got to get all that shit out. But
you got to get those guys out because otherwise it's just just mayhem.
Because don't use those places for MK Ultra experiments.
Exactly.
I mean, absolutely.
Learn from history.
More lobotomies.
All right. It's a little bit of acid over a long period of time.
Yeah. It's really interesting to. You see this like government that's almost like out of touch with the people. And we're from Canada, but it's the same. I've seen it in the States, especially like laws where it's like, the decriminalization of marijuana. And then it's like, you can go to Washington State. You can go to a cannabis store, buy cannabis. It's also legal in Oregon. But if you bring it from Washington to Oregon, that's a federal crime, my friend. And you're in big trouble. You're like, it's like that seems like such an out of touch policy of one of those things that is just such an oversight. Like, just decriminalize it then. If all these states,
but the feds need to understand they need to do that, but they don't want to piss off the far right, which is understandable, right? Yeah. So if that's your money and that's what the party's all about, so the way to do that would be that in order to control this. Again, I don't like the big government thing, but it needs to be, at a federal level decriminalized, right? Just taken off the books. These people should be allowed out of jail because at this point, these drugs should be replacing opioids. Or just like the federal go be like at a state level, you decide your representation that you vote. Yeah, because they don't want to make that decision.
Yeah,
right? That's going to be even though. Because they would have made that decision before, like when Roe v. Wade. You had an opportunity when they controlled the House, the Senate, and the executive branch to make a change in the law, but everyone just passed on that because the government doesn't want to make. Because ever since they fucked up on prohibition, they're kind of scared to do stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't they just decrease the severity from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 federally though in the States?
Yeah, they brought it down.
Yeah. So, that's a step in the right direction. But
they'll shoot you in the morning, the firing squad, but paintball guns. So, 50 caliber, a lot of bruising, some sand clothing.
Less lethal. No big deal.
Yeah. But, it hurts. You learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No shirts either. Bare skin.
Yeah. Bare skins.
Oh, yeah.
Always. That's how we play.
Just a mask and bare skin. Yeah, then you appreciate, how being stupid is painful.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
We've had like our friend group, and it's been historical. So I imagine if we ever played again, the rules would still stay. But we've always played when we've ever played paintball all together at birthday parties or whatever. Or bachelor parties, the rule has always been shorts and t-shirt, nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
Ooh.
yeah, you just
Well,
can't.
masks.
You gotta wear the
yeah.
mask. You gotta wear the mask.
Mask
Well, no, you
is
got to wear a mask.
required.
Or you lose a fucking eye.
Yeah.
And you just go home looking like you got a bad case of ringworm. Like everywhere you're like, I painted up.
So, we did the same thing, but we wore pants because, you know, out there in Texas, it was a little rough.
Yeah.
There's birds and stuff. You know, you're running through the ramble.
And you got to protect the goods.
So I told the guys, because there's only one way around this hill. You both come around this one side, right? And I said, listen, you guys just hold your position, right? I'm going to scale this hill. I'm going to get all the way up and I'm going to get behind them, right? And then when I get behind them, I have this whistle. I'll blow this whistle. Then you guys start laying down some fire, and I'll just come up behind them and kill them all. They go, okay, great. Well, okay, all right. Everybody's all high. And then, so I'm up this hill, and I look down there, and they're all like, so I get over the top of the hill, and then I hear, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I get all the way down the hill, and I come around this front, and I'm ambushed, right? And I'm there, and there's 6 guys, and they just lit me up, dude. So I'm stuck from all sides. And they're like, oh, no, we just got bored. We got tired of waiting. So we thought we'd just go ahead and advance. I was like, oh, that's not the plan. That wasn't the plan.
Evan, you'll love this. And this is hand to God. This is a true story. This is real. I don't think they do it anymore, but they did. At the paintball place where we all grew up, they had different fields. And one of the fields was called D-Day.
It was D-Day,
No, they still got it.
Do they still have it?
Yeah.
And they put you, one team is in a shipping container, and the other team is like 100 yards away across an open field, fortified. And they play the songs, and you hear the other team shooting the sea can, and the door just drops. And so you're all funneling out of the sea can,
Just getting
absolutely
mowed down.
peppered, and there's no coverage for about 100 yards. So you're just running, just like, just getting peppered. You're like, well, we're all dead instantly. And
Oh, my
the trick
God.
is
That's
to
got to
hide.
be...
You just
That's
got to
gotta
hide
be
behind
great in the
Braden.
fortified position, right? You're just like loading. Come on, shake it up. Yeah.
It was done as a history lesson.
yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
I always loved that one. Good memory. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, they played like the epic music and then the kick countdown, like 10, 9, 8, and then they're like, fuck, we're landing, boys. And then
Yeah, get the Nazis. It's funny in Canada. Yeah.
well, Canada,
like, yeah.
Canada stormed the beach. We
No,
we
no,
had-
you
we
guys
saw
had-
yeah,
you
we
guys
saw
had-
the
hey,
beach.
yeah,
Yeah,
Juno
we
Beach.
You
kicked
guys had
ass.
your own.
Oh yeah.
You guys had your own beach. You guys had your own beach.
Listen, they wrote all the war crimes about us. Like all the war crimes are because of us.
No, you guys, you guys had like one of the toughest beaches.
Well, Canada had a couple wars, so like they just pent out a whole nation's aggression for hundreds of years on this.
Well, I mean, if you guys wouldn't have helped the British have the Indians shoot us, then.
Hey, listen, I think people learned a lesson. You don't fuck with the hockey season. All right. Don't interrupt the hockey season. All right. And everything's
Playoffs.
good. You fuck with the playoffs, right? One of the questions I had for you is, we've talked about, we've been doing this for
Juno Beach.
years and years. We've talked about, there's a lot of there's different varying encounters, from horrific alien encounters where people get abducted and, probed and experimented on, like the horrifying accounts. Everything across the woodworks, but there is a small section of encounters that we always call sexy encounters, where it's some sort of person comes back, they're like, hey, listen, that wasn't bad.
I didn't want to do it.
Bad.
They wanted me to do it.
Like, it was pretty good. I had someone comes out with some crazy sex oils. They're like
Probes.
They're like, she was looking like a 6'3" Nordic woman, but a little off. I don't know, but it was the best night of my life. Have you ever thought about being our ambassador if aliens come down for, an interspecies erotica between alien life?
I feel like
I
you'd be
would
the best
hope they
representative.
pick me.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know who makes the decision. Does the Earth decide who goes?
I
And they put
believe
Shatner in
actually
space.
we
They put
decide.
Shatner in space.
This podcast
Well, hey, listen.
decides who goes.
Get elected, and you make that decision. You get to be that guy.
We got to put our best foot forward here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can't have some guy go up there and just fuck it up.
3-time male performer of the year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, you're tired of the government fucking you. You want to, and it doesn't take a professional to tell you they're fucking you. So send me up there because what the fuck you got to lose?
Yeah.
That's the commercial I'm going to make. But I'm going to bleep all the fucks out of it.
That's great.
And then I'm going to publish it. So,
well, you can keep the fucks in if you do it as a podcast ad.
Well, no, yeah, of course. I'll give you guys.
You need a couple. You need an uncensored version.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, and I mean, who cares? I mean, is it one of those things where it's like they're like, oh, it's not against the rules of?
No, it actually is against federal law to be doing that. You can't do that stuff like that. So,
well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Wait. I'm going to do it the right way, and then I don't know if somehow it gets released the other way. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
sometimes it
got released.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, you can't do it.
No. I mean, I can't control everything.
Yeah. You can only do what
you can only do so much.
You're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
You can't control anyone else and what they post.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good hackers
out there. That would be like censorship.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't approve that. Approved by not Evan Stone.
No, but on the commercials and stuff, they do have to have that disclaimer at the end. I believe that was the Supreme Court decision when they said that the corporations were people. I forget what the.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, but
corporations, they're their own entity,
right?
For better or worse.
I mean, decision that is, but. It's also we've talked about that being like, it's also scary because a lot of times then that corporation is like, you talk to the people who work for these things and they're like, yeah, I necessarily don't believe, but the corporation's like consume, profit, it doesn't matter. Like it just kind of steams forward.
Well, and there's no one as a corporation, as an individual, there's no one really accountable.
No, exactly.
Right. The corporation, you can sue the corporation. The only thing you do to the corporation is put it out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, corporations are weird because we have governments that support and bail out corporations, and we call it, that's capitalism and bailouts and quantitative easing. And then if you have a government that bails out citizens, they call it socialism. They're like, we
went through a period of bailout things. I think it was the Bush years when the bailouts of the banks and all this, all the money guys. They all made bad investments, and then they were like, "Oh, we're going to go bankrupt." And then the government's like, "Well, you guys give us a lot of money for our campaign, so can't have you guys go bankrupt. We'll go ahead and give you government money. Don't worry about paying it back ever."
Yeah, huge bonuses all around.
Dude, happened.
Oh yeah. Forget the bonuses. Yeah, right before we're going to go bankrupt, make sure we pay our bonuses.
Yeah,
that just happened.
We don't want a reputation of not doing a good business.
Of course, it happened again in COVID. Up here in Canada, there was huge government bailouts of like mega corporations because like, we're going to lose all these profits. We're going to have to fire all these people. So there's so many companies got hundreds of millions of dollars. And then like 6 months later, they just laid off their employees
anyways.
And people are like, they're like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. They're like, wow.
Even with all that money, we still couldn't make it work.
Couldn't make it work.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, what wasn't I might be talking out of my ass a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that happened to WestJet or Air Canada, one of our like big airlines up here, and they still laid off everybody, and then like the CEO took like a $60 million
that happens
bonus.
All the time. Yeah.
And it was like, and it's like you were so broke that you were about to fail and you required money from the government.
Dude, that's just like all governments during times of like great financial stress. The government always gets a raise. Always. If you're a government employee, you're always getting that 3 to 5% every year.
Well, and that's that government unions down here, which is it's just like that's a no-brainer. There's no such thing as a government union, because the union, they negotiate the pay and stuff like that. And so there's no one on the side of the government negotiating for the government side. So the union for the government workers goes, "Hey, we want a pay increase," and then the government goes, "Okay,
sure."
Anything else?
We want paid vacations. Okay. We want all health care. Okay.
You want 6 weeks? Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. 3% raise? No problem. 3%, 3.5% tax increase. Done.
Always way to get it back.
No, and now, the tax code, it's going to be another thing with that's how the government rewards their donors and stuff like that. They give them tax breaks in their industries. And they give them money for their campaigns, and so it's a reward system and stuff. And the tax code is an excellent way to do all that. And the reason why it is 5,000 pages, right? Is that what the last one was? tax code is because you have to cover up all that reward stuff. And so the way to do that would be to have a flat tax, progressive flat tax, and then everyone pays the same tax. But that's not going to happen because the government's never going to vote to change that. So that'll be another thing that as president, I will try to get the states to do a convention of the states and change that.
So flat tax.
No, because we didn't have a tax, a federal tax until we invaded Canada in 1776.
That was your first
That was a different war.
Yeah.
No, World War I.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
World War
I was in Canada too. They introduced a 1% income tax, and then it was 3%.
Really?
And then it was 5%. And then it was 8%, and now it's at 80%.
Whatever the fuck it is.
And then when the war was over, they were like, "Yeah, but look at all this money we got.
That money.
We can just have like social programs and socialism."
No, they started with, we need that money to rebuild from the war.
Okay.
And then when they
Rebuild what?
rebuilt, they went, "Oh, but we like that money. So now we're gonna offer a couple new programs. Like, how much do those programs cost? Oh, this amount." But you're like, "Oh, you're bringing in way more." They're like, "Yeah, but we're gonna expand the government by tenfold." And then then over and over for 100 years. Fuck. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it happens here too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In Canada, like the states and Canadian tax systems are very similar, depending on the province or state or whatever. But where Canada we get huge taxes post income tax. So post income tax, like we have huge sales tax, 12%. There's tax on liquor and all these like excise tax on gasolines. Like for a liter of gasoline here, so you pay like 75% of the cost is through different taxes.
It's crazy.
And they just build it up through the corporation, through the delivery, and by the time you get to it, you're paying whatever $1.80, whatever it is right now. But
$1.76,
$1.40 of that is just like stacked taxes from the start to finish, and it's insane, and it just keeps going up.
Yeah, all our gas taxes are supposed to fix our roads, but then they asked for more money to fix the roads. And we said, well, what happened to the tax money? We go, we needed that money for other stuff. So we put that in the general funds, but you still got to fix your roads.
Yeah, they built all the overpasses in the 50s, and they're all falling apart. And they're like, we could probably patch those up. Right? But it's no money. No money to fix them.
Really? Because I feel like I've been fucking self-financing all this myself. It's one of the things I wanted to ask you. So, like, in this, you get to the president's office, the Oval Office. You're going to release, like, there's especially in the kind of the corners where we hang out, like we want to see those JFK files. Like, we want to see all that. You're going to release that to the public? You're going to let everyone know?
So Trump told this big campaign guy, I forget what his name is, it's got stupid money. He said, yeah, as soon as I'm elected, I'll go ahead and release the Kennedy thing. And then the guy saw him at a party and asked Trump, said, hey, man, how come you didn't release the Kennedy thing? And he said that if you saw what they showed me, you would not release it either.
I know. I saw that too.
I mean,
was like,
what the fuck, man?
But why say? But now I'm like, now I want to see it even more.
Well, when they say
this confirms the CIA killed him.
Well, yeah, dude. When they 100%. when they said the recent one where they're like, okay, they're supposed to be released, and they said no, it's a matter of national security. Therefore, we're not going to release them. What does that mean? National security.
Well, I'm hoping that Trump in his lame duck session. After all the presidents, give all the pardons away to all the people that gave them money, that he'll just go ahead and release that. Because at that point, what difference does it make? He's out, right?
I want to know so bad because we've talked about it. We did case file on it. We've talked to a bunch of people about it. There's just too much that doesn't add up. From just Lee Harvey Oswald, who was in Russia and back and forth, and all of a sudden they let him back in, and then he's a solo shooter, and then on his trial, he gets murdered.
Right, and they never asked him about any of his past, and all that information was available at the trial. They never asked him that stuff.
He gets murdered by somebody
interrogation,
who was in MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Like, it's the CIA did it. It's there's no way. Jack Ruby.
It was a concerted effort between many parties.
But he's an agent. He's an agent. He had to know that as soon as he did this, they were going to kill him.
Well, they were they used MK Ultra to fucking control his mind. He was a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he had no control over what he was doing.
I know, but he still had to know that they're going to kill him afterwards.
Oh yeah,
you saw how they were dragged. Because you saw how they were dragging him around. He was like, "God, it's just only a matter of minutes, for that next bullet, for that bullet to come."
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. He was a marked man instantly.
Oh, yeah.
He knew there was no way.
You gotta kill the killer.
Clean up all the ends.
Now, so we got you're gonna if it doesn't get released, you're saying you're making a commitment to us right now for some
sure. Okay, let me see that. So it's 2 years.
I'll take
it's 2 years in the Senate. It's 4 years in the governors, and then so 6 years from now, the end of my first term. I was going to release the alien stuff at the end of my first term.
Okay, well, so we'll start with that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's more important to us.
I got to have the government. I got to have the government together on one footing.
Yeah,
like stabilized. When we tell them that the government is actually what's been betraying you.
Now, what do you think about? Because you're in Nevada, so Bob Lazar. Do you know the story of Bob Lazar?
Tell me the story of Bob Lazar.
Well, just pretty much Bob Lazar claimed he worked at Area S4, which is Area 51, like a sub base, and they had alien technology. But he says he was on the podcast with Rogan, and when they're talking about it, he says they excavated some of these craft. They found a bunch of craft, and some they excavated out of the earth, meaning they'd been here for a long time.
It's crazy.
So do you think is it aliens, or are they a modern phenomenon, or is this something you think that might be going on for a long time?
Hold up. We lost Evan. His audio drops out here, so we're going to have to switch to backup audio. Nothing we can do. Virtual recordings from the desert. Stand by.
And just to add to that, he also is like the first whistleblower, and everything he said, was basically factually true. And he says he came forward because he figured if he came forward and then he was killed, that no one would not they would believe him. So it's like it would be better to keep him alive and try to disprove him than to kill him. And
to make him a martyr. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why he came forward. And a lot of the stuff he said has come, to pass, so to say.
Well, the thing is, not like I said earlier, it's not our population that you got to worry about. Now, there's obviously been other governments that have the same information that we do, whether they stole the information from us or they found their own aliens. So there's a reason why they haven't done anything like that, because they know what kind of insurrection and stuff, because you have no idea what your populace is going to do when you release that kind of information, right? Now, how it should happen is everybody believes in whatever God they believe in, so believes in that God, and it continues on. And no one's going to, accept you got people then concerned that, the earth is going to be taken over by aliens. And so you've got to worry about all that. And so to release that kind of information, you could do piecemeal, or you could just release it all at once. It's like a big dump. And that way It's just like all out there. And there's so much to absorb that you can't really make a stance on it one way or another. And, you make the plea, but then now you've released that into your government and your realm and stuff like that. Now, whatever's happening is now gone global. It's gone worldwide. Now, some other countries are not as stable as the United States. And so it's a lot of these people that are not stable as the United States also have nuclear deterrence. So, I mean, at that point, you got to start thinking about the world, but not that the people around you and stuff are going to be stable, are going to be sane and stable, that these people, the rest of the people in the world, are they going to be sane and stable?
Right. Some of these countries might just start pointing nukes at the sky and fucking letting them fly.
Yeah. We got to protect the planet. They just start, the next thing you know, you got electromagnetic pulse already wipes out all the electricity. People start panicking, right? Other people start launching bombs and nukes, and there's a big run on the grocery stores, and power grid goes out. And so,
toilet paper's out everywhere.
Well, no, I mean, you got
great toilet paper crisis of 2026.
You heard about it on this radio show. So you went out and you got toilet paper.
Yeah. Well, it's
you can't be caught. That'll never happen to me again. All right. If there's ever another fucking global pandemic, first thing I'm doing is going to Costco, running them dry. and then I'm going to resell it for 10 times the value. I'm a businessman.
Take a page out of their book.
Just do it the desert way. Just use your left hand. Always shake with the right.
Shake with the right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
You never rub your eye. God damn, why is his eyes always
We
red?
have an epidemic of pink eye.
Yeah. Conjunctivitis is running wild. The new pandemic. Now, what is your personal belief on like aliens? What are your thoughts on them? Have they visited? Are they visiting? Are they, what's your thoughts on them?
Well, yeah, of course they visited, but they give it no more thought than as you would have like approach an anthill. You see it, you don't step on it, you just make a way around it, you observe it and move on.
Fuck.
Yeah, but what about the technology? Like in that analogy, when like they don't think we're an anthill.
Well, I mean,
but do they drop some technology in the anthill? And then
I think that the universe, it's inherent for the universe to grow life, right?
Makes sense.
So, how many times has this life been wiped out on this planet? Right, just human beings. How many times, right? Let alone how the other species. Other times, this planet's just been totally wiped out, right? So, I mean, it's a very volatile universe. Right. And so, you visit planets and stuff like that. Maybe they do the same stuff that we do. You're out there experimenting and you're checking things out and you find a bunch of monkeys that you want to have sex with. And you make some different monkeys. And, it's an experiment. And so you move on and stuff like that. And you come back and take a look at it. But to go in and try to take over a planet like this, I think these people at this point are way beyond all of that.
Maybe there's
if they're traveling the galaxy,
they're intergalactic porn stars, perhaps, and they're making videos on different planets.
Well, I was snatched. I was morked.
Have you ever had an encounter yourself?
No, I have not. I've seen a lot of shooting stars, but no, I've never even spoken to someone who's had a first-person experience.
Yeah.
But I believe there's so much evidence out there. I mean, you can see some of the stuff that's now everyone's got a phone, and there's like so many pictures of there's just like these lights out of the sky that just like disappear. So either NASA and area have got so many experiments going on they can't even keep it contained in one little space, or there's aliens all around the world.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm somewhere in the middle of that. I think because like the spy planes of like the 70s, like the Blackbird and stuff, people seen those, and to them, those are alien craft. So I think some are ours. Some maybe we probably have some new craft right now that in 30 years from now, where they're like, oh yeah, we have these fucking anti-gravity flying triangles that we were just testing out, and people seen them and they called them aliens. But then there's also the real ones that are kind of like keeping an eye on this new technology. So I think we're somewhere in the middle on that. It's my personal opinion.
So the SR-71 Blackbird, most fastest plane out there right now, they have a ramjet engine that's going to be faster than that. It's what the heck's the name of the company? It's called not Buckskin. Hold on, I'll think of it. It's some horse name. But no, quarter horse. Called quarter horse. And they've got this new ramjet thing. It's just amazing, and so it's going to be able to beat the SR out there.
Yeah,
which is just amazing craft. That thing was built in the 60s, 63 or something 60s, like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and still the fastest craft out there.
To me, that's like when you say something like that, like something built in the 60s is still unbeaten today. I'm like, really? Because that'd be like being like, yeah, my TV from the 60s. They've never made a better one.
Cathode ray.
Yeah, like holy, this thing is never like it'll never get smaller. It'll never get better picture. This is top of the line for the next 70 years.
Like I had the Sony monitor, the big one that was like this big, right?
Oh yeah,
and it was so heavy. It was so thick. You had to like 4 people to get the thing moved. It was crazy, but that was top of the line. It was like, oh, cathode ray. Whoa.
I remember my parents bought a big screen like when I was like 10. It was like a huge Sony, and it was like 5 feet tall and 8 feet deep.
Yeah, those first flat screens, they're like the rear projection flat screens.
Oh yeah,
but they were like brutal. 400 pounds to move. People just got to the point where they would move their house to be like, the TV stays. All right,
yeah,
it's like a piano. Once you put a grand piano in the house, you're like,
when it was out of the streets, the kids would go take the screen out of it because you could play with it because it was like a reflector. But then you could do like dollhouse shows in it because you could sit inside.
You live in it.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy that a plane that from that long ago is still the fastest plane ever flown in atmosphere. And then it's also crazy that the greatest rockets ever built that took us to the moon were also at the same time. It's like, where are they? Or is that, are we just like suffering from some type of like propaganda? We're like, yeah, that's the best we ever got to.
Well, no, I mean, as far as the rockets are, we ran out of Nazis.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So yeah, once you run out of Nazis, then
Russia got the other half.
yeah. And that obviously they didn't treat their Nazis very well because they're not doing very well in the space race.
Yeah, touche.
No.
Yeah,
but it's interesting because you always kind of wonder, like, you know, like we kind of touched on earlier, like, was that a time where did we reverse engineer something that we were like, and we made all these breakthroughs, and then we're kind of like, now we're stagnant because we're like, fuck.
Well, I mean, you can only go so far with rockets, right? And so the German engineers got the rockets situated where they're just as good as they could possibly get them. And then with American ingenuity, we're able to refine the metals to make the project actually happen, right? To make the metals that actually take the heat and take the atmospheric pressure changes and the electronic connections, and the fact that all this stuff's got to be wrapped to keep the radiation from killing both the passengers and destroying the equipment. So, there's only so far you can go with that. I mean, obviously right now, Elon Musk has got his own stuff going on. They're going at it with a whole different attitude and a whole different angle. And so it's only a matter of time before we get to the part where Popular Mechanics said that we'd have flying cars by now.
Yeah.
We're close.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go there.
No, we're getting close there, but
we got drones. I mean,
we got drones, but like, listen, the people are just gonna like die wildly fiery crashes. Like you're not gonna be able to make these cars safe enough.
It's okay, I'm not driving. I'm in my drone.
Yeah. Like, unless we can make these things 100%
hands free.
Like, yeah, these things are gonna be falling out of the sky if we let anyone drive them.
Well,
like, how a flying car takes out house.
Well, they'll be all automated. They'll all be all controlled, and then that's the way they can crash them on purpose. Government hits will never be easier.
Yeah, it is crazy that like the personal automobile has not really changed in 100 years.
It's true.
Like flying cars, maybe not. Yeah, if a car falls out of the sky from whatever 100 feet, yeah, you're gonna blow up. But what about like we have maglev trains and like technology that you could technically fly on the ground. Like there's a lot of stuff we could do, but they're like, it's too expensive. We're never gonna be able to change the infrastructure. Let's just keep the cars.
Well, it's all the companies though. Like you're gonna bankrupt all these companies changing the technology. They're gonna start from scratch.
Yeah.
Like
we haven't done anything as a nation since like the Suez Canal or the Panama Canal. We help with the money at the Suez Canal, but the Panama Canal, and we built our national highway system, right? So you need to take the national highway system where you got 2 lanes here and then 2 lanes here and the space in the middle, and need to make it 4 lanes here and 4 lanes here with the space in the middle. And right now they've got and run train tracks, but right now they've got little cars that fit inside one train track and go one direction. So then you could have like train sections in the middle that walk across the highway. So you maintain it all. And then the middle section could just be handling cargo. So you get all the tractor trailers off the highway. We haven't done anything like that for the net. And they did that in record time using the Army Corps of Engineers. So until you build it, they're not going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Field of dreams.
You're like, okay, here's the national highway. Now we've made all this space like this. Now who's going to put these tracks and stuff in the middle of this? Oh, we will. No, we will.
Yeah. Put the nation back to work.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the infrastructure.
I mean, there's a lot of space out there. I mean, obviously, a lot of stuff. I mean, there's some stuff. We're talking about the national highway system, not so much inside the cities and stuff like that, although national highways go through the cities. But it would be a lot of money that would have to be spent at a state level for doing their highways like that. But once you do the big highways at the federal level, before you get into the city municipalities and stuff like that, then they're going to be motivated to do it. Because you don't want to be the only city that, you got all these lanes coming into just what you had before.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a huge.
So you're motivated as a city to do it, to fix it.
We need something like that, though. Yeah, like what's the highway system? Like that's like World War II era, right?
And it was like so many hundreds of millions of dollars, which would be billions of dollars now, if not trillions.
We have billions. We've established that we have billions to send overseas or do this or that or the other thing.
Oh yeah.
So we have the money's there.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal thought on the money is like they know the money supply is going to crash, and they're actively working behind the scenes to develop a replacement. And they want to get all the rich people on board first. They're going to collapse the dollar, turn it to some type of digital currency. And if you're not,
they're trying so hard with the digital currency.
But if you're not on board, and then the rich people are going to transfer all their dollars into this digital currency, and then everyone else is going to have to start from scratch again, and then the whole system just restarts. That's to me, I'm like, why else would they just completely keep bankrupting everything? It's not just the States; it's pretty much every Western country. It's like, we just spend, and we'll just keep pushing the debt ceiling. It'll be fine.
Well, I believe that when Reagan bankrupted the USSR, right? They literally drove them. The only way to beat them without going to war with them was actually to bankrupt them, right? So we just spent more money than they had. So if the plan is we just keep spending money and everybody else keeps spending money, and we're going to be the last dragon standing on the hill when everyone else has gone bankrupt, that's one philosophy, one way to do it. There's a name for it. I forget what it's called. Something in political science class. But I mean, if any of that fails in that progression of how you wanted to do this by keep spending money and have everybody keep spending money until the people below you go bankrupt, if anything happens in that progression where it goes against you, then you end up being ones that fall.
Yeah. It seems it's right there. That must be the strategy, because they're doing a pretty damn good job. Trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah. Oh, you have $1 billion, no problem. Yeah. Remember the Bridge to Nowhere? Do you guys ever remember the Bridge to Nowhere?
That's a Sam Roberts song, I believe.
It's all the pork belly spending and stuff that goes under these bills and stuff. And so it was a $30 million bridge something in Alaska that had a population of 40 people in it. But it it's just a way to pay back the governor for voting for them or the senator for voting for whatever the feds were saying they needed at that particular point in time.
Right.
We had something like that too. It was called the Arrive Can app. And it was two engineers won a government contract working out of a garage, and they were going to build this app for Canada for during the pandemic. When you land in Canada, you can download the Arrive Can app, enter all your information, and then be on your way real quick. And they won the bid with $5 million. And that app, I think, has run up to $60 million to develop. And you're like, and it's like two guys working in a garage. You're like, how?
No, I don't think the guys. I think what the story is, the government contractors got the app for $5 million, and then two guys in a garage rebuilt the app in a weekend for like $12,000, and they're like, "This is the app. We built this in a weekend for fun." And they're like, "But we paid those guys that much money." Like,
like 60 million or whatever the fuck it was.
Well, we spent $20 million on a website that failed, and then they spent another $20 million. That was during the Obama thing or something.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. The government will save money no matter the cost. That's always going to be a thing.
I'm going to use that.
I'll save you money no matter the cost.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So
that is absolutely
it is
brilliant.
The motto, though. Like, with this, keep spending money. We'll save you money by spending all your money. And you're like, all right,
we'll
of course.
Sounds like a good idea.
You don't understand how the economy works. Well, obviously, we know better than you because it's failing under your administration.
It takes money to make money, all right, Evan? You got to spend money to make money. It's got to spend your money to make your money work for us more. Pretty much.
It's a, you know, it's a, like, that's a, I remember me and Andrew worked with a guy and he bought this boat and we were like, oh, you bought a boat. And he was like $12,000 or something. And we were like at the age where you don't have that kind of money at all. And he was like, you got to spend money to make money. And I was like,
don't think that's how it works.
I don't understand quite how buying yourself a boat is going to lend yourself to making more money.
Maybe he buys the boat, then he rents the boat out and he makes money on the boat.
Or maybe he's fishing. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he's running drugs.
Maybe he's running drugs. There you go. No,
I guess there's a lot of things you could do with a boat.
You know what? There's a great spot to run drugs just south of us. We live right near the border. It's a Soyuz lake, and the border goes right through the lake. And there has been people busted using submarines.
No, really?
Little submarine drones, and they fucking smuggle drugs under the water and pop it up like 2K down the lake, and then they take them out.
That's hilarious.
So now I think the States has underwater like sonar looking for drug smuggling drones. And also we have like 40 rivers that run. I mean, there's endless ways during the water to get, and the border is undefended.
Yeah, you could literally walk across and spot.
What do you guys need? You guys need fentanyl? We got plenty.
We got plenty of fentanyl. Don't worry about the fentanyl.
Okay.
I think we might have. Actually, I think that's one thing Canada has more of than the States is actually fentanyl per capita. I think we win.
Dude, any with the fent bent going on.
Yeah, they're on pause.
I'm surprised that anything left over makes it through Chicago to you guys.
Oh, no, we
get ours straight from China.
We get ours right from the source.
Oh no, ours goes to China, to Mexico, and then to here.
Okay. See,
you got it straight from China. That's great.
Yeah. And listen, your stuff's probably getting cut up too. Our stuff, we got the the good stuff up here.
Our fentanyl is killing people.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
Ours too. Yeah. No, it's
they cut ours. They cut ours with benzos a lot.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
I've never seen
everything else underneath the kitchen.
You know what? I've said it a whole bunch of times, but I'm like, when we look back at this time in history, you know, in 20, 30 years, even though they're trying to say, we just missing the recession. We're not going to almost a recession, everyone. You know, it's all good. Almost not going to. We're going to look at this time in history as another Great Depression. Like, there's never been more people on the streets. There's never been more addiction issues. Like. I live in a fucking small town now, and that shit's here. You know what I mean? Like, it's everywhere. You're never gonna pull the wool over my saying that, like, oh no, this was a great prosperous time. Like, this is a fucking terrible time, and we just don't know it. Everyone was just kind of like, ugh, it's bad everywhere. But I really think in like 20, 30 years,
are you gonna believe your government or your own eyes?
My own eyes. Oh yeah.
No. You need to believe the government. The government always tells you the truth. Sorry. Government has your best interest at heart.
Hey man, I'll believe your government.
Yeah. All right. That's right. Yeah. We're listen. When you get president, you got to make us a pact here. I don't know if you can sign us off on some dual citizenships, get us passports. You know.
Hey, we want jobs.
No, you can't.
We want some jobs.
You can't. America. I think in the States, you have to be born there to be any part of the government. I think.
Dan.
I'm sure the CIA has operatives that aren't born here in America.
Oh yeah, like listen, we'll take any gig. All right, as long as we get that passport, right?
Oh yeah, Sirhan was born in Palestine. He was a government agent with me.
Honestly, though, every like government, anyone who's running for government and on any level should have to sit down for like a 1 or 2 or 3 hour podcast, have a drink, and just talk. No script, no other people, and just actually find out who is that guy. Or that girl.
Oh no, they're terrified. They won't do anything live.
But they should. That should be like a requirement.
Yeah. So I called up the Republican Party here in Nevada. My campaign manager did, and said, "Hey man, we want to be down for the debate." They go, "Oh no." He says it's 2 weeks away. Oh no, we've already filled it. He goes, "What do you mean you've already filled it? It's 2 weeks away." No, it's just we got the vet, and we got the cooking guy and the comedian. And, I can tell she and I called her myself. I go, what's going on here? And she goes, oh, no, we're already full. I go, well, what happens if one of these guys doesn't make it? Oh, well, that's never happened. But, even then we wouldn't allow you. I go, well, how do you have a decision like this if something like this has never happened when someone didn't show up? So obviously they looked me up and decided not to have me on their thing. So yeah, I talked to my attorney and he said, yeah, we can go there with this, but you just want to piss off the Republican Party right off the bat. I said, we got our own campaign. We got our own campaign idea that's not even going to have to deal with these people. It'll be a popularity thing. I didn't want it to be a popularity thing. I wanted it to be a situation where we talked about policies like this, but they don't want to play ball with me. So I will play ball in my own ball game, and then they can come and play if they want, but they got to bring their own ball.
It's such a weird, like a weird thing to like. Do you think they're doing that just because of your past as an adult performer? Like, why do you think they're doing?
Of course.
Is that why? Like,
of course.
To me, I'm like, it's such bullshit because I'm like, some of the fucking shit that comes out from some of these other like, big political party members, you're like, this is way worse. This is way way 1,000.
They just had butt sex on the House floor.
Yes, right?
The House floor.
What?
Yeah.
What I miss?
You never saw that show?
No.
They filmed the
what
fucking
happened?
porno.
From the porno?
Who?
Yeah, some staffers, some Democratic staffers.
Which one? I'm going to download right now.
Yeah.
No, they went.
Oh no, I got the link on my phone. Hold on.
All right, send it over.
But you said, Andrew, you said something there, and that foreign people can't hold political office. But isn't Ted Cruz Canadian?
You definitely can't be the president if you're not.
He might
American.
not be Canadian.
But he ran for. I thought he was born in Canada.
I'm pretty sure he's the Zodiac.
Is Ted Cruz Canadian?
Yeah.
No, but he's the Zodiac.
Yeah. Well, Evan, when you get up there, will you make sure there's a task force assigned to see if, in fact, Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer? We've run with that conspiracy.
Ted Cruz was born in Calgary.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Yes. He's
Dude,
Canadian.
that tracks. Listen.
All right, this is an NPR article
he's
on it,
Albertan,
actually.
So barely Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, it's NPR. It's got to be right.
Okay, he renounced his Canadian citizenship, but only in 2013.
Can you do that?
I guess so.
You can't. Hey, listen, you're still Canadian.
The U.S. Constitution says presidential candidates have to be natural-born citizens, but the Supreme Court has never weighed in on with the definition, leaving it open to interpretation. Interesting.
He's Canadian from Calgary. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, he is.
Well, no wonder he's so smart.
Well, I guess, okay, so John McCain was...
Calgary. Not Calgary.
Not Calgary. Listen,
Especially right now. We got it.
You guys are racist. All right?
No.
We're
Hey, we got
provincialists.
nothing Albertan right now.
We have a big hockey rivalry going on right now. Everyone sucks
Yeah.
over there.
We're in the playoffs against an Alberta team. They're scum. They're all scum. We don't want to talk about them.
But no, here it is,
They're all
though. John McCain...
backwater hillbillies. in
John
our
McCain
eyes.
was born in Panama on a military base, so technically he wasn't born on American soil. So yeah,
Hey,
I guess it doesn't
Don't
matter.
look up the White House video.
Can I pull it up?
Don't.
If I pull over this, and then you can see it on the stream. If I go put it over here,
Yeah, you don't want to though. It's
And
not.
then-
It's just.
it's not good.
Well,
like a 1 out of 10?
Some people might be into it. Not really my thing personally.
Is it like a production? Like they set up lights and they did the whole thing?
Well, it's funny, Andrew. I thought amateur stuff was your thing.
It usually is, but not this context.
He's not into political porn, all right? That's where he draws the line.
I'm good with political porn. I just usually like it when there's a lady involved.
That was gay porn.
Well,
Not that there's anything wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong
There's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with it.
Who
I never
cares?
said that,
Nothing
but I'm
wrong
just
with
talking personally for
First,
myself.
yes. I mean, you can still have preference. It's fine.
lady bottom.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you when you were when you played the porn Nazi in the Seinfeld XXX parody.
Yeah. No cock for you. No cock for you. Huh?
What was you saying? Because I never saw it. When I saw that one, I was like, "How?" I'm a huge Seinfeld fan.
How'd we miss it?
I was like, "How did I miss that?"
Well, you probably walked out of the commencement speech. Oh no, that was somebody else.
Well, what was the line? Did you say like no sex for you?
No, it was no soup for you. It was straight up
soup.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But then they just have sex in the soup shop or something?
I don't think I even had sex in that movie. I think I was just they just brought me in for the cameo.
That's even better.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
It's awesome. All right, Evan, we usually cap our interviews around an hour. So if people, I mean, we're Canadian, so obviously we can't vote for you, but if people want to learn more about your platform or what you're up to, where can people find you?
Oh, Evan Stone for America. Evan Stone for America. FOR America.
Hell yeah.
Evan Stone for Congress. Yeah, you can see me on there. I don't talk too much about policy because I want people to understand the complexities of the policy. So that's why I didn't put anything policy on my website, because then it's all written down and then you're like, it's carved in stone and you're always stuck to that.
Yeah.
Everybody on the Republican Party, the people that I'm running against right now, all have the same stuff. They all say, well, I want to clean up the homeless list and all this other stuff. But what's the fucking plan? I just told you what my plan was. So everyone's got the same thing. So my whole deal with these guys, I'm not even going to mention their names. They're two guys that have already run and lost. And in America, you can run a campaign and make money, not actually cash money, but you can make money running a campaign and lose. Right. Just running campaigns and losing. So I don't know if these guys are doing that again, because I don't know what they're bringing to the plate, which is new. I see nothing they're bringing to the plate to new. So I got two losers coming up. Going to try to beat this lady, the Democrat who's already been incumbent since 2002, I believe. And the other guy's a comedian, which I believe he's just doing it for just publicity.
There you go.
Lock them up.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you taking the time to come chat with us, talk some aliens, talk a little porn, a little politics.
Anytime. We'll talk again after my primary.
All right, we're going to take a short break for the stream. Evan, stay on the line with us, and we're going to let you go here in a second. 1 second.
This is Scott Campbell from the Stupid Things for Love podcast. I have a 7-year-old son, and the biggest mountain I climb every day is trying to put shoes on this child. And I'm so grateful to Skechers for making the only shoes my son will willingly put on by himself. Their slip-ons are amazing, and he doesn't have to deal with laces. He doesn't have to deal with anything. They come in the perfect color blue. Thank you, Skechers, the comfort technology company. And you can find Skechers everywhere. Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.